Since Splatoon 3 is right around the corner, I wanted to talk about how Splatoon was handled with the development, and I hope that they don't do this with Splatoon 3. Don't get me wrong, I think Splatoon 2 did a wonderful job at adding new things, but I feel like Splatoon 2 was pushed to the side so that Splatoon 3 can be worked on. So I wanted to talk about some stuff that I hope they fix, the issues that I saw in Splatoon 2 that I hope that aren't in Splatoon 3. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is the whole Salmon Run game mode. I actually really enjoyed Salmon Run. I thought it was really fun. I enjoyed the mini bosses. I enjoyed that every single time you got into a new game, you had a different weapon. I liked the colors that they chose, the maps that they chose, and in some way there was a difficulty. Like if you did not have a good team, that you would struggle. Even if you had a good team, you could struggle too. So I really hope that they do more with Salmon Run and not just push it to the side. But a few things that I noticed when I would play Salmon Run is that I really feel like they didn't care about the game mode as much. As like the story mode, as the multiplayer, as the Splatfests. I felt like Salmon Run was just added into the game to add something new to the game. I felt like they didn't care about it at all. Like you had certain times that you could play Salmon Run and then certain times you could not. You had to wait in order to get into Salmon Run. So if you were even 2 minutes late to the Salmon Run, you couldn't play. If you jumped in and played at like 5 minutes before the game mode ended, you'd get one game and then you would have to wait until the next time slot. Now I don't know because I haven't played Splatoon Salmon Run in quite some time, so I don't know if they did change that, but for a while, that's every time I tried to get in, it would say it was closed. You'd have to wait until this certain time, which I felt like turned players off from wanting to play that game mode. You shouldn't have to wait a certain time to play a game mode that they added into the game to play. It makes no sense. So it turned players off from having to wait a certain time to play that game mode. You know, if they kept it where it was like you could either play it all the time, I feel like more people would be talking about it. I feel like more people would enjoy the game mode. Since they went with more of a route that you had to wait a certain time, it turned a lot of people off. Also, with Salmon Run, I felt like the unlockables were kind of meh, in my opinion. They should have been really good unlockables that you could use in multiplayer. I just feel the customizables that were earned in the game were just not up to par to some of the stuff that you could have bought in the store. Also, why weren't we allowed to unlock certain weapons within Salmon Run? Like the whole point of the game is to unlock stuff, to earn points to unlock stuff. There was not a lot of weapon choices within Salmon Run the unlockables. So why not add more weapons that you can unlock within Salmon Run? Like what I wish is that instead of unlocking certain guns within the story mode, that they added the guns you can unlock in Salmon Run. Like, give us more options to unlock certain special stuff in Salmon Run. Give us good unlockables. Once you get through the reward system, at the end should be really good rewards. It should be like a certain weapon that you can only get in Salmon Run, or a certain shirt that you can get only through Salmon Run. I just feel like the unlockables were really boring. That didn't intrigue me. Like sometimes I just played Salmon Run for the gameplay rather than the unlockables. The unlockables should be another reason that I feel I should play the game. I should be able to play it when I want, and I should be able to get really good unlockables. I just feel like those were the main issues that had Salmon Run not do as well. There wasn't enough bosses. There was like 4 or 5 bosses. The unlockables were not that interesting. You had to wait a certain time in order to play. So I hope what they do in Splatoon 3, if they choose to add Salmon Run, or if they choose to replace Salmon Run with a completely different game mode. Now, if I'm right, I think Salmon Run is coming back in Splatoon 3. So I hope that they spend more time on Salmon Run. Give us more bosses to fight. I mean, give us certain bosses that might not be in every single map. Change up the bosses. Give us like 10 different bosses we can fight. And every single few months, we get a new boss added into us. Give us more stuff to fight instead of just the same 4 to 5 bosses. Keep the weapon changes. I like that. Don't change that. Maybe even add some more weapons. Give us 10 weapons we can easily switch from time to time. Felt fresh every time you got into a game and you would have a different weapon, which added a little bit to the challenge. if I'm better with the splatter shot and I got one of the snipers, I might not be good with the sniper. So I might be getting down a little bit more. But it also gives me a chance to play with the sniper, and who knows, I might enjoy it, and I might go purchase one of the ones through the store. So it gives you more of a chance to try out weapons instead of having to spend points on weapons you might not even use. So I like that. Keep that. Another thing is make the rewards better. Give us some weapons that you can't get in the story mode, that you can't get in the store. What you did with the app, which was shitty, why add an app into the game where you can buy customizables and then not even really do much with the app? Replace that with Salmon Run. Give us some good customizables. Give us different weapons that you can only get through Salmon Run. Add a new difficulty. Don't just make it one difficulty. Add some difficulties, which maybe have a certain boss, or give us better rewards than what the general difficulty is. You know, they added regular play and ranked. Give us a regular play and ranked in Salmon Run, so that we can earn better rewards. This will allow players to, if they feel like I'm really good at Salmon Run regular, let me try earning some better equipment in rank. Let me see how hard this is. Give us a ranked difficulty, if you want to, I guess, say it that way. Even adding a Splatfest. Give us some certain bosses in Salmon Run that you can only play for a limited time. So that, you know, hey, we're going to add this snake-like boss into Salmon Run for this certain 3 days, for this weekend, like a Splatfest. And then that way, more people will want to play Salmon Run. Give us more of a, hey, we understand we only got 10 bosses, but this upcoming weekend, we are going to have a boss Splatfest in Salmon Run. And then even with that, give us really good rewards. Give us more to Salmon Run. Don't just make a game mode and then not give us stuff in that game mode. Don't just push it to the side. Actually do stuff with this game mode. Make it more than the story. You know, in my opinion, Splatoon 2 had a okay story, but once I played through it once, I was kind of done. I didn't want to play it again. Salmon Run, at least I felt like I wanted to play it again. Do more with Salmon Run. Make us feel like we want to play it, rather than, I'm kind of bored with the multiplayer, let me go play Salmon Run. Oh, wait, I can't because there's a certain time. Get rid of that time thing. That is your biggest issue, unless it's a certain event like a boss event or a Splatfest event. The second thing I want to talk about is weapons and customizables. I feel like in Splatoon 2, they did a great job at adding new weapons that weren't in Splatoon 1. So give us more of that. Give us more new weapons that we haven't seen in the previous games. You know, I really enjoyed buying the new weapons for my characters. I enjoyed buying new clothing for my characters. I just hope they don't do the same thing that hindered me from checking the store or trying out a brand new weapon in Splatoon 3. One of the big issues they had when it came to Splatoon 3 was the fact that they just stopped updating the store. Every single time I would go into the store to see what new weapons they had, to see what new shoes or t-shirts they had, every time I checked the store, it was either filled with stuff that I already owned, like literally everything in the store was stuff that I already owned, or there'd be one or two things that I already own. Why have a choice of 3 to 4 options if it's just going to be the same stuff? Why have a store if it's going to be the same stuff repeated every single time I check it? So it got to a point I didn't even care to check it. There might be a really good weapon I might enjoy, but I didn't care because every time I checked it, it was the same stuff over and over and over, or it'd be like one item would be new and everything else was the same. If we take a moment to not talk about the clothing being the same, what I hated about the weapons were you would have roughly 4, 5, 6 weapons. Maybe some of it would be a little bit different, but most of the store weapons were like 6 of the same weapons in certain different variations. The only thing that would really change would be the supers, which a lot of the times what hindered me from trying out a new weapon or getting a weapon that I enjoy was the super. Why would I put on a weapon like the splatter shot was one of my favorite weapons? Why would I purchase the splatter shot with a stupid super? It's just a waste of points to purchase a weapon that I don't even plan on using the super. So a lot of the times I wouldn't even purchase a weapon if the super was stupid. And that's what hindered me from purchasing more weapons or trying out different weapons, because the supers were so stupid. And same thing, it goes back to if I wanted to check the store and a lot of it is the same weapons, like I get 6 snipers and they're all the same sniper with maybe like a slight scope change or something. But the supers would change. That would be it. Now, of course, I don't know personally. Everybody's game's probably gonna be different. So I don't know if my game was just blacklisted on the store or something, and I kept getting the same stuff. I don't know. But I do know is when they came out with Splatoon 2, they had an app that you could download as well, which allowed you to also talk with your friends. Within that app, they had a certain store within that. So you could go on that store and you can purchase certain weapons that weren't, or certain clothing that weren't in the original store within the game. I'm sitting here thinking that is the stupidest thing that they have added in the game. Because after a little while, the clothing items weren't really changing. They stopped working on the app, so a lot of that stuff that they were adding onto the app weren't even being changed. And then now that the store isn't adding stuff, the app isn't adding stuff, it really made me feel like, what's the point of even earning points to purchase these items when a lot of the items I really don't care about? Stay away from the app. Just focus on the game overall. No one really checked the app. You stopped putting items on the app, and overall, the app was a stupid add-on to the game. So I'm really, really hoping that they actually start adding weapons and customizables either on a monthly basis, or like to have like a set of 30 items that change automatically for a month straight so that people aren't getting the same stuff. And then for the next month, add like 10 more items so that people aren't getting the same stuff over and over and over again. Another thing is, I want you guys to, if you guys are already through development, so I already know this won't be changed. If it's not in the game already, let us select the supers we want to use so that way we are able to test out weapons that we want to test out with supers that we want with that weapon. And who knows, if I want to try out a splash shot with a different super and then have a sniper class with a different super, I have that option to do so. Make sure that the weapons that are in the store are different from the weapons that are just generally in the store. Give us more options, please. And I mean, please, whatever you do not give us an app that we can get stuff from. The last thing I want to talk about, finally, we'll reach Splatfests, which in my opinion were not amazing in Splatoon 2. Starting off, I thought they were fairly good. We started to get into the issue where it was either one side was heavily voted on, that whenever you got into a brand new game, you might even have that chance that you'd fight your own team, which made people feel like they weren't helping their team gain points. They weren't really being able to be a part of the Splatfest. That's a big issue with Splatfest. Teams are heavily being picked over the other. It's not going to be fun. I mean, yeah, you're playing the game, but at the end of the day, if I want to enjoy the Splatfest, I want to be able to fight the other team. If I'm not allowed to fight the other team, there's no point to do Splatfest because it's just turning into regular Splatoon. Another thing with the Splatfest is the t-shirts. Why are we working so hard on gaining perks, working so hard on trying to win the Splatfest, but yet when the Splatfest is over, either the t-shirt gets taken away or we get a t-shirt that's just a generic blank t-shirt? Why aren't we getting a design t-shirt with the logo on the t-shirt? Like, if I pick Waffles, I worked my butt off for 2 days to make Waffles win, I should be able to get a t-shirt that doesn't just say Splatfest t-shirt. It should say Waffles t-shirt or whatever with the design on the t-shirt. I should be able to get that. I understand that the perks that you get when you play the Splatfests are usually altered to be a little bit better. Allow me to jump into games repping the Waffles t-shirt. No matter if the Waffles Splatfest was 4 months ago, I should have that option to rep, hey, Waffles won. You guys suck, pancakes, whatever. I should have that option to do so. I have some solutions for the Splatfests, so here are my solutions to fix Splatfest overall. All right, so allow fans of Splatoon to vote for what the Splatfest should be. Give us a few options to pick. For example, coffee versus tea, bus versus train, summer versus spring. Then allow the players to vote through Twitter, through your website, through the game even, which team they would like to see next. Then you don't have the issue of one side to be heavily voted for, and you get feedback from what the player base actually want. Now, I understand. I do like the fact that you hide the Splatfest is until it gets closer to the day. I do like that. Don't get me wrong. Or if you don't want to give us the options, you want to keep it hidden from us, like I said, I do like that. I think it's fun when you get to find out what the new Splatfest is. What I think you should do is make maybe like a post or do something on your website or do something on the game where it's like, hey, what are some ideas for Splatfests you guys would like to see? And then that way, the community feels like, hey, I contribute to what the Splatfest could be. That way, it's still a mystery. We have no clue what it is. People get the option to throw in their hat at what we want it to be, and then more people can be like, yeah, I want it to be coffee versus tea. And then that way, even if the people are like, well, coffee versus tea, I feel like is kind of bland. It's going to be one-sided. And some people are like, do pop versus coffee. And more people are like, yeah, that's a better one. Then at least you know that if you throw out pop versus coffee, more people are going to pick and choose what one they want. Secondly, when the Splatfest ends, give us the custom Splatfest t-shirt. Wipe out the perks, but allow the design, the team we chose, to be shown on the t-shirt. You know, that's why we're playing through the Splatfest, is because we pick a team, we want that team to win, allow us to rep our brand even after months of that Splatfest. Give us the option to wear the t-shirt with the design of the Splatfest team that we represented. That's all I ask for. That's all I want. Like, if I want to jump into some lobbies with my custom Waffles t-shirt, allow me to do that. There are a lot more stuff that I would like to say. I would love to talk more about the story mode and some of the other changes. I hope that they do. I hope they add some more stuff that wasn't in Splatoon 2 or Splatoon 1. I hope that they don't give up. Like, another thing I was going to talk about was the characters. They added Ockling. Give us a new character. If you don't add Ocklings into it, give us another character we can choose from. Or if you give us the Inklings, Ocklings, down the road, give us another character to play as. That would add to the game. I didn't want this video to be too long, so in the comments down below, I want you guys to talk about what characters would you like to see. Would you like to see a turtle character? Those are my thoughts. If you guys did agree with them, you guys are welcome to also drop that down below. Here's another video you guys can watch, and I hope you guys did enjoy. Can't wait for Splatoon 3. Let's get the hype up, and I'll see you guys when that game comes out.